there's going to be some headlines going into week 1 of the regular season for the Philadelphia Eagles, but we're talking about the Eagles schedule so far that we know that's official for certain weeks, and some weeks that are still rumored. Are the Eagles playing on holidays? What's going on? And a lot to really talk about. So let's get straight into all the news so far.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I'm hoping it's having a fantastic day today. So there's a lot to discuss regarding the Eagles schedule. What's official? What's rumored? Are the Eagles playing on holidays? What's going on? So within another day, we're going to get all the information. But everything is starting to kind of leak out pretty slowly like it normally does every single year. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the rumor that it was Dallas and the Eagles week 1 at the link, banner dropping, and it looks like it is official that the Eagles and Cowboys will be facing week 1. I guess, the league wants to get the Cowboys out of the way and get their first loss of the season already in the books by the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? Now, which I didn't know is, obviously it's going to be on NBC. Most people are going to be able to watch it. But I didn't know this was actually streaming on Peacock. So if you're not in the area and you want to watch it on Peacock, it's there. That's a great thing. It's $6 a month for Peacock. I think maybe it's $7. I don't know. I hate streaming services and I can't stand Sunday NFL Sunday Ticket is probably the biggest ripoff at $430. Absolutely ridiculous. But enough of my tangent on that. But this is going to be a lot of headlines going into this first week because it's Dallas and the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, Dallas has been irrelevant, and they want to make themselves relevant because they really haven't, been a great team. And we all know this. We know that the NFC East is really between Washington and the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? Now, a lot of headlines going to this. George Pickens, obviously, big trade. And Keely Ringo and George Pickens, this is going to be an interesting one for me. Both Georgia players, both have probably practiced against each other. So if Ringo wins the job, I think that's going to be a crazy area, to see what that competition in game is going to look like. And, the Tyler Booker versus Jalen Carter, all that stuff that's been going on between them two. Tyler Booker talking a whole bunch of crap about he could handle Jalen Carter. And I don't know what they're asking for, but it might be a pretty big beatdown. But realistically, the first game of the season is always a toss-up game because the Philadelphia Eagles are one of the very few teams that actually gets a lot of playing time before the regular season starts. They'll play in one series of a preseason game, barely that. And they will not play the rest of preseason and an extra couple weeks after that. So really, this game against Dallas is going to be really knocking the rust off on Thursday night and starting the season on a good note. So every team has to knock off rust, but the Eagles, they like to get guys in this game fresh. The first game of the season, it's a little bit of a risk. We all know it's worked for the Eagles, obviously, and the defense, is going to have to gel a little bit tighter. So things are going to have to be given a little bit of time for the first few weeks of the regular season for these guys to gel and everything to kind of come together. So got very excited for that. I already see people purchasing their tickets, and obviously Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles at home, and it's going to be an exciting thing. So anybody that's going to that game is going to have a really good time, and it's against Dallas, so can't even complain about that. Now, we have official news on Black Friday, which probably means the Eagles will most likely not be playing on Thanksgiving, which is great. For me, guys, I'm gonna be like celebrating a lot in this video just because I don't like the Eagles playing on holidays. I can't stand that I have to stream a game on the holidays, especially just because I am a content creator, whatever you call me these days. So it kind of helps me out tremendously. I like to be around my family at that time. But it's going to be the Eagles and the Bears at home, November 28th, Black Friday, okay, for Black Friday football. I think there's 1 or 2 games on this day. This might be the only game. I'm not really sure. I thought there was a couple games last year. On Black Friday, but the Eagles will be at home, which is good, okay? I don't know what time the game is. We'll find out the time of it, but if it's Black Friday, the Eagles better be wearing their black helmets, their black pants, and their black jerseys, okay? They have to go all black on Black Friday. It just makes that much amount of sense to do that. So that news has officially been official for Black Friday. And yes, um, Thanksgiving looks like there's going to be no game there, which is really good. Okay. Now, another official game that is already out as of right now, week 16, December 20th, okay, in Washington. Okay, the Eagles will be facing the Washington Commanders in Washington, okay, at the end of the season, okay. Um, this makes a lot of sense because obviously they have Washington as being a team that's going to compete for the division, and down the road they want two division teams to kind of go head to head towards each other, to kind of help if there's going to be a division winner, if it's going to come down, if the Commanders are neck and neck with the Eagles by the end of the year, this will be probably one of the biggest games at the end of the year. Hopefully it doesn't really come down to that. And we got to see what the Commanders look like going into year 2 with Jaden Daniels and everything else that they've really haven't done as much as impressed me as enough this offseason to really show me that they've really taken a big step forward with the amount of money that they had. And I really wasn't impressed by their offseason. Their draft was okay. But some of the moves that they made, not really interested in too much that they've done. But we'll see what happens with this. Now, this is December 20th. This is a Saturday. So does this mean the Eagles will have a game, okay, on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve? Okay. Now, so far, we've heard rumors that the Eagles will be visiting the Packers on Christmas Day. Now, there are multiple games on Christmas, obviously. I really hope not. That's just me. Hope they don't have a game Christmas or Christmas Eve. Unfortunately, that Commanders game is a different week. It's the week before. So this would be a new weekend to see if the Eagles will be playing on this day. We'll see what happens. This is just rumored. This is speculation, but we'll see if it comes true on Wednesday when the full schedule is out for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I've told you a million times, I just don't like playing on holidays, but I enjoy Christmas Eve more than Christmas, if it makes kind of sense. It's more of a follow-up to it, but it is what it is. So that's the rumor for that. And so far, that's pretty much about it. I mean, very little. We actually got a lot more news than expected, but there are some rumored stuff, some official stuff. So you have your first week, you have your week 6, you have your first week against the Cowboys, your week 16 against the Commanders, you have your Black Friday game, November 28th against the Chicago Bears at home, which is great. And that's about it so far. I'm wondering how many primetime games the Eagles are going to have this year. For me, I really like the 1 o'clock games a lot more. I don't mind the primetime games, but when you have 6 or 7 of those games, it gets kind of out of hand, kind of crazy. But hoping there's more 1 o'clock games, some 4:25 games, and we'll see. It looks like Thanksgiving's off the table, which is good, which is really good. Thanksgiving is more for Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas, for that holiday. Christmas and Christmas Eve, we'll see. Christmas Eve doesn't look like it right now. Christmas can be favored for the Eagles to be one of the possible matchups on that day going ahead. So we'll see what happens. But I'll update you guys, obviously, the rest of what's going on. More rumor stuff tomorrow. And obviously, we'll get the full list on Wednesday. And we'll be streaming and doing a whole bunch of videos on the schedule and all that great stuff. So let me know what you guys think about the Eagles schedule so far. Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? And what are you looking forward to within this schedule? Where the bye week is going to be. It's going to be a whole nother thing. So we're going to find out what happens. But should be an exciting one. So we'll see very soon. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes what up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.